Now, George Santos, elected a Republican from Long Island. Y'all, I don't even think his name is George. He been lying about everything. Well, guess what? Homie got hit with 13 13 counts, turned himself in today, was arrested, had a news conference where he was defiant. I'm not resigning, I'm not quitting, even though there an increasing number of Republicans are saying, yo, it's time for this dude to go. 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, 2 counts of making materially false statements to the House of Representatives. Punk-ass Kevin McCarthy says, oh, no, well, no, he's going to stay in until he's indicted, but until he's convicted. Really, dude? Really? Talk about weak. They had a crazy, insane news conference today. Listen to this nutcase talking today outside the courthouse.
The reality is it's a witch hunt, because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them. I'm going to fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm going to fight my battle. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to fight the witch hunt. I'm going to take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
Yo, this dude lying, Robert. And he's like, after 4 months, dog, first of all, 700 grand, where'd that come from?
Well, look, Roland, this is one of the big things that Plato warned us about in the Republic when discussing the descent of democracy into tyranny, that when you have the rise of demagoguery over the conceptualization of veracity, at some point in time, anyone who's a skillful orator or actor can deceive the public. And this is one of the weaknesses of our democratic system. There's absolutely no check and balance on somebody who lies their way into office, as we've seen. If you have a weak House leader, someone like Kevin McCarthy, who's holding on by the slimmest of majorities, who knows if George Santos steps down from office, then that seat will more than likely go to a Democrat, that it will weaken his hold on power, is willing to sell himself out to the lowest common denominator. And the fact that we have a political system now where you can hear the echoes of Trump in every corrupt politician in this country. They know the playbook from Trump. You lie, you say it's a witch hunt, you say people are after you, you discredit the investigation, you try to deflect it onto some other conspiracy theory. And George Santos at this point in time needs to be working on a plea agreement as opposed to trying to fight this out or run for re-election, because in reality, more than likely, we will see a superseding indictment in this case where more evidence is found, because as you said, we still don't know where these $700,000 came from. We do not know much of where who paid for his campaign, and he has been voting on important issues in the House of Representatives for 4 months right now. We do not know who has been directing those votes and who owns George Santos. And that's be a scary thing for everybody who is part of our democratic system.
This thing here, I'm telling you right now, Rebecca, is hilarious. And why is McCarthy so scared to move? Because they have a slim majority, and they know if he resigns or is forced out, there's a special election, Democrats are winning that seat.
You know, I don't know which is worse here, Kevin McCarthy's feckless leadership or New York Democrats losing to Santos. That, to me, is the biggest loser in all this. How do you lose to this guy? Like, just finding out about his antics are just simply incredible. Like, allegedly, he stole money from a wounded veteran and his dog. Like, who does that? This is really like scraping the bottom of the barrel. And then to Robert's point, we don't know who owns George Santos, who's paying for this lavish lifestyle. I mean, we now know who owns Clarence Thomas, but it is a big problem when we have folks who are in federal office who are entitled and owned by a bunch of people, and we don't know, where we don't know who he's beholden to. But beyond that, it's very clear from the indictments that this guy, he has to go, and Kevin McCarthy need to really just throw him out.
And I tell you, Scott, other Republicans are like, yo, we tired of this dude. We're tired of this dude. I think it's going to build. And again, the lies have been compounded and building and building. Like I say, I don't even know the man's name actually is George.
I think he's mentally ill. You know, I've been doing criminal defense work for 32 years. I'm prosecutor for 4 more years, so 36 years. I think he's mentally ill. And if this is a witch hunt, the warlock just got caught with 13-count federal indictment. And those 7 wire fraud charges are charges of him wiring money to his personal account and elsewhere, probably political contributions. The money laundering, they're hiding sources. He's hiding and burying the sources of that money. And then the stealing of public funds is an unemployment compensation charge that says he lied to get unemployment insurance payouts, which is really, really sick given what he's reported to the House and to the House in regard to his, his disclosures. And so this is a very simple case to prove. And I'm not sure why he's staying out there and going to fight, because other than him being mentally ill, this is a simple case to prove. He ought to enter into plea negotiations, get as little time as he can, and keep it moving. The problem is he's been defiant to the system. And watch this. He would never have been charged. He would never have been charged if he had just not only admitted that he lied, and he has admitted, he's an admitted liar already, but if he just withdrew from the race or stepped down from Congress when it came out. He would never have been charged by the government. When you stay in and self-perpetuate this fraudulent behavior, you're inviting the government, especially the DOJ or U.S. attorney, to indict you, to investigate you. You're almost begging them, please come get me, because I can't save myself from myself. And that's really what's going on here.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it.
This is about covering us.
Invest in black-owned media.
Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks.
We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible.
Checks and money orders go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.